So I'm joined by manager Phil Burke after the journey home from Liverpool Feds from the 5th pre-season game. 7-1 defeat tonight, Phil. How do you rate or rank the performance from minute 1 to 90?
I think it was obviously it was a massively difficult evening for us. I think the first 20 minutes was crazy. I think some of the things I've seen in that first 20 minutes I've not seen before. Some of the decisions that were made in that first 20 minutes were difficult to understand. At times in that first 20 minutes I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But we're not going to overreact. We're not going to panic. We're not making excuses. But we've got 12 players missing this evening. I think if you take 12 players from any squad, they're going to struggle. Our number 9 and our number 10 from 5 days ago ended up being our centre half partnership tonight. We're having none of our 4 centre halves in the squad, so it was always going to be incredibly difficult to go to a good tier 3 side with no centre halves and a very limited squad. But we don't want to shy away from the games. It's still been massively beneficial for the girls that played tonight. So loads of lessons to take. There's some positives in there, especially after the first 20-25 minutes. So that's what we'll focus on. And again, it's pre-season, so we're not going to overreact.
It was a major disappointment the way that the goals came about in that first half and the 20-minute period, especially at the start of the game.
Yeah, I think it's disappointing because I think we've looked really, really strong defensively as a team so far in pre-season. I think teams have had to really, really try and work hard to get anything from us. It was far from that for Feds today. They didn't have to work hard at all to get anywhere near our goal. The goals they scored, they probably couldn't believe how easy it was and how basic it was. But listen, tonight's good for us. I know it sounds silly, but tonight's really, really good for us for the season. There was some, as I say, some silly mistakes in there, some daft stuff which, again, we've been punished for, and I'm glad we were punished for, because again, sometimes you might not get punished for things like we did in that first 20 minutes. So tonight's hugely beneficial with the punishment we took in that first 20 minutes. So hopefully that'll stay in the minds of those players and we won't make those mistakes moving forward.
You mentioned about some positives coming out of tonight's game, especially with the pressing of the front three, and Libby Taylor getting on the score sheet again. I presume that you felt that her performance deserved a goal at the end of it.
Yeah, I think she worked tirelessly all game again. I think we've learned about Libby very quickly that she'll always put a shift in. She'll always work hard. She'll never cut corners. She'll never cheat. She'll always leave everything that she's got out on the pitch. And attitudes for the most part weren't the issue tonight. I think some could have definitely worked harder. I think some could have definitely done more for the team. But Libby's not one of them, and yeah, she absolutely deserved the goals. Took it well. It was a good move. But unfortunately, we decided to do something silly 45 seconds later. But listen, it's pre-season. I know I'm laughing about it, but there's a lot of things that we need to improve on still. We've still got time. And as I keep saying, we won't overreact.
A player of the match performance from Debbie Price as well. Any note on her performance at all?
That's Debbie Price for you, mate. That's what she brings to the team. That's what we know we're going to get from her. Week in, week out. Doesn't matter who we're playing, doesn't matter where, when, why, doesn't matter what position she played. She ended up having to tuck in at centre half in the second half. It was phenomenal in there. But listen, Debbie's a proper Unity player, and again, she's always an 8, 9 out of 10 every week. So yeah, great performance from her again, led by example, and hopefully others can follow.
You mentioned 12 players missing. Any injuries amongst that to be concerned about at all?
No, nothing serious. 1 or 2 with a couple of niggles that did keep them out of today, but nothing serious, nothing to worry about. It's just holidays and work commitments and stuff like that. So yeah, nothing to worry about.
Finally, after a tough evening, obviously the players made their way over to the away support that travelled on Thursday night. Any note for them at all after the performance?
No, again, I heard him singing the songs at the end of the game again. I could hear him trying to get the girls going even in the second half. I think again, I keep saying it's the first 20 minutes, but I think maybe they couldn't believe some of the things that they were seeing in that first 20 minutes. But listen, I don't think they'll panic. I don't think they'll overreact. I think they'll understand the situation. And again, I appreciate them travelling all the way to Liverpool on a Thursday night. And please make your way down to Chadderton on Sunday, and hopefully we can put a better account of ourselves on Sunday.
Finally then, on to Sunday, Bradford City, the opponents at Chadderton. How's availability looking? I'm sure that people will be wondering that after tonight.
Miles better, as probably expected. We're looking. I think we're looking pretty strong for Sunday. So yeah, obviously it'll be good to get minutes into players who didn't play tonight and try a few different things. But I don't think we'll be struggling numbers wise for Sunday.
Thanks for your time, Phil, and good luck against Bradford on Sunday.